Welcome, entrepreneurs. I'm Ann Kay on my lifelong quest, Escaping Ordinary. Join me as I interview wildly successful and rising entrepreneurs that value travel as an essential influence in their outlook and mindset, and how it helps them live happy, fulfilling lives, build successful businesses, and craft their own extraordinary lives. I'm Ann Kay, and this is Escaping Ordinary. I'm so excited about today's guest, but first, if you missed the last episode, I hope you'll check out my interview with Ron Cool. We discussed his journey to create a company, Live Different, a done-for-you and a done-with-you marketing agency, and his stellar podcast, Hindsight Hacking. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to an entrepreneur and friend who is committed to teaching how to become the CEO of your own health. He helps in understanding how your body works and how finding perspective that changes your mindset, helping you move forward toward your goals. He guides us on a path to find the key to overall health for success in mind, body, soul, and business. He is a fitness enthusiast, low back pain specialist, a healthcare entrepreneur who is serious about helping others take ownership of their own health and fitness for optimum health. Every day you will find him providing inspiration, instruction, guidance, and support to those of us that follow him. Welcome, Sheldon Sonnenberg, to Escaping Ordinary. I'm really excited to have you here as my guest during launch week of my new show. Please go let us know a little bit more about you and about becoming the CEO of your own health.
Yes, for sure. Thanks, Ann, and appreciate that. Because actually today we're launching a challenge and just having speakers come on and give some more information on that of what it actually means. And in my definition, becoming the CEO of own health is actually taking ownership and coming into the world of healthcare from the physical therapy, athletic training, performance area. We see a lot, and we see it usually on the back end where someone comes in and maybe they're on medications, maybe they have a certain health issue, a disease and or injury. And a lot of times, you start thinking about this is, why is it a constant struggle, or why is it such a prevalent issue in America? And I started thinking about this. And the other day I was on a call with a former Major League Baseball player, and he's given his testimony and story about now how he's having some health issues and things that just never really thought about would have happened over the years. And we kind of backtracked on the story and then got to realize, honestly, growing up, a lot of us, unless we were playing sports or in some kind of active community, we never really were taught on what health actually is. And then so moving forward, unless they went into a certain program or education system for a degree, it's still kind of just learning from mainstream media or what's out there in the marketing world of what health is. And I think a lot of times it's kind of funny in a way, but it's also a serious topic, because if we're never really empowered or given the education on what it is, for example, say someone goes and has a health issue that's severe, they have to go to the hospital. And again, we do have a great system here in America, but it's really just a triage system to where the healthcare system says, what, we're gonna help you stay alive, but once you're up and good and can move, then we're gonna send you home. And so from there, it's just kind of like people get cut short on like, what's the next step? Like, what's their next game? What's their game plan? And a lot of them, they don't know. It's just all they know what they've been exposed to. And so I think that's the big part of becoming CEO of your own health, is really helping empower people and giving them that understanding of what it means to be healthy, what that looks like more from an inner perspective.
That's wonderful. And I appreciate the fact that you're going to come back and talk more about it, since this is kind of a truncated episode with the launch week. But when you come back, we'll have to go into more about becoming a CEO and some of the things that you learned and heard about during this event you have going on now.
Oh, yes, for sure. I'd love to share.
My question of the week is, looking back at experiences in your life, whether traveling somewhere around the world or just across town, is there one significant influential experience you could share with us that inspired change in who you became as the result, and how that allowed you to craft successful changes in your personal life and your business?
Oh, that's an awesome question. And, kind of I think of two different scenarios here. And the first one was when I really started traveling for my internships, after growing up in Texas, in a small town in West Texas, and then traveling for working with sports teams. That was kind of my first exposure to, hey, life is a lot different when you're in different states, different cultures, and really what that looks like. Now, probably a bigger exposure was when I went to the Philippines, and I could really see it from, a perspective of economics and also just the way they live their life. From a financially, they they weren't well equipped and medical wise too here as we are in the US. And so I think that really empowered and gave a bigger perspective of what needs to be done. Growing up, where I did, I was fortunate to have some great mentors, but also at the same time, it was just a constant learning experience. And then, I think part of you taking that from those internships and traveling within the US, then going international, traveling international, and also just working in the hospital setting, I would say was probably the biggest pivotal moment of being able to see it from a health issue that said, you know what, this is not something anyone should have to live their life and suffer from. And if we can educate them and empower them at a younger age, then maybe we can help prevent a lot of these issues that people are experiencing.
So it's something that kind of touched you and put you on this different path. Because were you
For
on that
sure.
same path to start with, or did it kind of just evolve after your experiences with it?
I was honestly on that path, but maybe not as aggressive, because I think coming into the health and fitness world was from previously suffering a lot from headaches and migraines and just general not feeling good. And I never could really figure that part out. Like, I wouldn't say it wasn't energy, just not feeling good.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a little harder to explain in detail, but more so from injuries. And then, working out and playing sports, that was kind of my path, was how do I stay fit and healthy so that I can go out and just feel good, not have this pain. And then it took a turn pretty hard when I started working in the hospital setting, because that's where I could really tell a huge difference of what was physical injury versus disease. Because, having a physical, like maybe a shoulder or a knee, stuff like that, is a lot different than someone that has cancer, diabetes, fibromyalgia, or certain disease that they're really, having to really pay attention to, and whether it's surgery and or medication to stay alive.
But you handled both of those. You handle the physical as well as the eating right.
And so that was part of it, because growing up, and I don't know whether it's something exposed to living on a farm or just in general, who knows, but after a while of all the headaches and migraines, I really related that to my either productivity in playing sports or just how I felt in the classroom, learning, because I was like, if I don't certain foods I would eat, I'd feel horrible after eating it. And it just kind of would bring me either into a depressive state or fatigue, where I just felt really tired and just not, just kind of that cruddy feeling a lot of people experience. And so right then I knew I could attach that feeling with the foods that I was eating and the way I would think as far as clarity. And so being motivated, I could relate that to business, because at the end of the day, I was doing a lot of physical work, a lot of physical labor, whether it was physical therapy, training. If I didn't have the energy to operate, it was just made our days a lot longer when you don't have that physical and mental capacity to handle the clients you're working with.
It's amazing how everything just sort of interacts with the other. That is something I want to delve into more when you do come back for another episode. Right now, is your event going on throughout the week coming up?
So it'll start today, and we'll basically go Monday through Friday, doing May 4th through May 8th. And it'll be I'm gonna have speakers from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, and they'll be recorded. So if it doesn't, basically, someone's working or misses it, they can plug into it, and I'll come back that evening to answer questions. And then on May 11th, on Monday, for basically Monday through Friday for 3 weeks, so 20 days, I'll go through an action plan, action steps that people can take, going through all this that they've learned from the speakers, but then also how to now to start applying that to take ownership in their health and what that really looks like. Because, I can sit here and talk about it all day long, but I think sometimes just having the action steps on a day by day, helping answer questions and taking them through it, will give them an overall perspective of, how to have that self-confidence to handle certain situations moving forward.
First, thank you so much for being here. And I want to make sure you come back so we can talk about all these other things, especially about becoming a CEO. Tell people how they can find your event next week, and also how they can find you in general.
Sure. So thank you. So Warrior Unlocked, that's where they can go sign up for the event. And, it's a free event, and just basically, see the speaker lineup, and then also get plugged into the Facebook group. And then that's where all the education and lives will be held, but also answering questions. And, as far as personal, like, I do a lot of lives on Facebook. So Sheldon Sonnenberg, on Facebook, and then page. So, and then, starting to branch into Instagram and YouTube. But, I think it's in the making of, how do you package that message and get it out to people. So right now, between Warrior Unlocked, is going to be the challenge that we're hosting, and that way they can get involved with this for free and just really, again, kind of take back the ownership their health or.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for that. I'll make sure I put your links and everything in the notes on the podcast, and I'll look forward to seeing you really soon. And I'll
Awesome.
probably be in that challenge. We'll see.
You should join.
Yeah, I did twist my arm, but I think you can do it.
No, we'll get you in.
Okay, thanks. Take care, Sheldon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this show. It's been great to have you here. And if you liked what you heard, please hit the subscribe button now, like, share, and leave a rave review below. It would be most appreciated. And don't forget to join us next week. I can't wait to introduce you to my next guest. While you're at it, head over to Facebook and join the Escaping Ordinary group. You'll find the link in the episode notes. Once you're there, you'll be able to interact with me and like-minded entrepreneurs also looking to escape ordinary. Oh, and when you join the group, you'll get a special gift designed especially for those escaping their ordinary. In the meantime, be looking for those precious gems of inspiration all around you when you're traveling the world or just going around the corner, and start filling your treasure chest of insights.